Welcome to the Play Myself show. My name is Mo, and Miles is not in his seat. Yep. So, welcome everybody. Oh, yeah, you good? All right.
I gotta put that shit off.
So, right now we're going through some not really technical difficulties. I wouldn't necessarily call that technical difficulties, but realistically, it's just Miles is moving a couple things around. But let me tell you about my week. So this week was my birthday week. I turned 38, and I did not do a damn thing for my birthday. I got to really just hang out and sit around on my birthday, but Brooke did surprise me on the 28th, which is not my birthday, but it was the day before. And she made me a cake and made me cupcakes, and then my friends came over, and then I got a marble cutting board. I got some seasonings because y'all know I love to cook, so yeah, so it was real good, you know. But other than that, I didn't really do much, and and that's the thing is I never usually do a lot for my birthday, you know. I'm just very when I get home, I like to just chill out and relax, so but yeah, other than that, I ain't do much. We do have a guest on the show, but I want to wait till Miles gets in the shot. So just sitting around, just.
Talk heavy.
What are we gonna talk heavy about, Miles? I wanna wait till you get here. I'm trying to wait till you get here to talk heavy. Yeah. Nah, but yeah. So so we're just waiting for wait. All right. So I don't want to be asking myself questions here, but Brooke, how was your week? I got Brooke in the house. Are you even on?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Can you
there
hear
you
me?
go. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
on.
You're on, you're on.
Well, you left out one thing. You left out your biggest present.
Okay.
You got a gourmet grill. It's a 5 burner with a hot plate on the side, rotisserie kit.
I yes,
You
I
can
did get
chef
it.
all summer for me.
I got a gourmet grill. Yeah, that's right. I can't wait to get on that thing. It's funny because I got that. I was supposed to get it for my birthday, but I got it like what was it like a week prior or so?
It actually came on our 1 year anniversary on the 12th. So you got it 2 weeks early because I
Yeah,
couldn't bring it down the steps by myself.
yeah. So I got a grill early, so I'm gonna be chefing it up this year. And I got like this Himalayan salt board where I could put it in the oven, put some shrimp on there, and put some grilled chicken in there. So I'm gonna check the chat
You hear that, James Andrews? You might have to stop by for some grilling.
now. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this summer. Definitely, we're gonna do a lot of traveling. So but
What?
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 What's that?
What?
But yeah, I want to do some. I want to do See, you always talking shit.
Trying to wipe the fucking candy wax off.
Oh my god. Are we? We're in a shot, right? Do we have a shot
Mm-hmm.
already?
It's looking good.
Oh, okay.
People commenting and all that.
What's that?
People commenting and everything.
I can't see the comments. Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, I can't see the comments. Oh, you putting them up? Yeah.
So you see us all, right, bro?
Yeah, I can see everybody's stuff. Camera's clear.
What's gonna say?
There he is. There he is.
Yum. James says.
Hey, there he is.
Hey,
Gordo. Big Gordo.
hello, hello. Let's see if I can hear myself. Hey, hey, mic the wrong way. Hey, sound crazy. That sound crazy, right? Don't worry about it. Show
So
this.
people are wanting to know who's the new guest on the show.
Yeah.
This is Ant B, my cousin,
What's up? What's up?
my brother from another mother.
Yes, sir.
That nigga name.
This is the real Aunt B.
The real Ant B. Ooh.
She pays attention.
Everybody pays attention. That's the real Ant B, everyone. Round of applause. I think if you hit the it's like the second button is a round of applause on the mix board. No. The board right in front of you where we plug everything to. Just fuck around with that and like, you know,
It's over.
it's over, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck Ant.
We
Yeah.
got- We got Melissa in the house now.
Okay. Hey, there she goes.
Melissa, what up?
What's going on, Melissa?
So I'm not paying attention to the comments right now.
Should be.
Talk heavy.
I'm talking heavy. I'm here to do the diligence. Nah. So yeah, so Mo, you said you had a eventful week. I mean, eventful to you, of course. Like it sound cool, I guess, to me. But
What does that even mean, I guess?
I don't know. It didn't sound fly.
Oh, all right.
It sounded like, I mean, regular
so,
shit.
So then what did you do that was fly?
I mean,
what was your fly week?
I didn't have a fly week, but it was my birthday week either. So I can't hit you with that. I can't hit you with that. But I get it. I love you, bro.
What do you normally do on your birthday?
I don't really celebrate my birthday, but I mean, if I do, I do it. I do me.
I don't know what that means.
So basically, like I do me. Like yo, so whatever it is that I want to do, that's what the fuck I do on my birthday.
Okay.
And how you? What say you?
What do I do on my birthday?
Yeah.
I usually travel out the country.
You travel the country for
Out
Out
the
the
country.
country.
Oh, out the country. I thought you said you traveled the country.
Oh,
I was
See,
like,
I know
okay.
Ant was gonna say
Like,
some fly shit. I was talking about the
Okay.
dick suck. You talking about
horrible.
Ant talking about some shit.
I did that out the country too.
I've never been out the country. So
I've
yeah,
been out the
man.
country with you.
Oh, my fault. I'm capping. So I'm uncomfortable. Mo.
No comment.
No comment.
No.
So I asked you a question earlier, Mo. It was like, what would you rather do without? And whoever's in the chat can like come in with this, right? Would you rather have no a bit like the not the no ability to drive a vehicle or never be able to fly in a plane?
Fly in a plane. I would never be able to fly in a plane.
You rather just do without flying in a plane?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
What say you, Ant?
I'll definitely take the ability to fly in a plane. I would like to fly in a plane instead of driving. I take Ubers a lot, so
Yeah, and that's some shit
I've
I'm
been
on
driving since I
too.
was 12. I don't even like driving no more.
Yo, Jane said my headphones look wild. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm like a unprepared person. So like I had all day to do this and it was
We can
like,
tell.
dude, I was doing so much and I was like, yo, like with the lighting and like the camera view and everything. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I'll just leave it, what would happen? And it's basically the same thing that happens every week. Like we're not ready. But it's cool. Right? I'm looking at my greens. They're two different color greens, I think. But no, not fly a plane, Melissa. Like fly on a plane.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to give one up.
She said do without flying a plane. Flying in a plane.
Okay.
Flying in a
That's what she
plane.
means.
She said flying in. Okay.
Yeah, she said fly. That's what I read
She
too.
said fly a plane, but she meant flying in a plane.
How you know what she meant, Mo?
Yeah, that's a
Come
good
on, bro.
question. You a mind reader?
Yeah, so you a mind reader, Mo?
Obviously, she meant flying in a plane.
Okay. That's what Mo says. We'll just go with it, I guess. I mean, he is the co-host. So Yeah.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Like, I'm like my mic level sounds crazy right now to me, but I guess it's cool, right? If everyone can hear me,
Yeah.
I
set
was
looks
just saying
good.
the
Thanks,
set looks
James.
good.
So
Uh,
so why would you guys? You said that you would rather fly in a plane, or would you rather
Not be able to
or
drive.
not be able to fly in
I
a
would
plane?
rather not be able
To
to
drive.
drive than not be able to fly a plane. It's too
Why?
much shit I want to see,
Oh, okay.
Same here.
and it's too much shit I want to hear, like like you in the microphone and shit like that. But I get it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll just rather be able to jet set than and because there's so many other things you can do to substitute driving. Like there's Uber, there's all this other stuff. So
Bicycles.
bicycles, yeah,
Motorcycles.
there's everything else. So why would that be a concern of mine?
So for me, I feel like because I drive my vehicle more than I fly in a plane,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like I rely on my car so much
Mm-hmm.
that I don't think I could do without it. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like I rely on it so much. I rely on it to get to work. And then the worst part about it is, if you do take an Uber, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the Uber's late? Now you pissed off because the Uber's late or a taxi's late or whatever. And some people take public transportation. If shit
That's
happens,
another one too.
you know what I'm saying? If shit happens, then, you know, what am I supposed to tell my boss?
Okay, I had a question for you.
Okay.
What do you do when your car breaks down?
When my car breaks down, that's that's the same shit. It's the same shit, but usually I do maintenance in order for it to not break down. You know what I mean?
Mm.
With the car, it's more in your control. With public transportation, that's completely out of your control. It's not like you can remind a bus driver to make sure they get their bus service. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you shitting on public transportation, son. Like I feel like that shit is always on time.
Never.
What, bro?
Oh no.
More than you driving, the train is on time, the bus is on time, the Uber's
Negative.
on time.
CDTA, absolute worst. I used that for 3 years, and I think it was 3 to 4 days a week. One of them would be late,
Damn.
and that's only one way to work. On the way back, it was always late.
Damn.
Negative.
Wow. Sorry. I mean, that's your experience.
Yeah.
And it obviously has you guys jaded. But let's move on. Because I don't see it like that. I look at it like public transportation is fucking reliable, regardless of what form I've ever had to take.
How often did you take it?
A lot.
You
Like
did?
I've taken public transportation for at least 15 years of my life.
In
And
upstate New
You
York,
talking about in the city?
yeah,
yeah, in the
upstate
city,
New
but
York,
no,
the city's never late.
Nah, the city is late.
Really?
it's late, but it's not like that.
Not like that. Okay.
But on some more reliable than a car. Hell yeah, son.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Hell yeah. Cause you don't know what traffic is coming. You
Mhm.
don't know what's going to do anything else. So that train gonna be there, that bus gonna be there. I feel. That's just my part. That's my public shit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
What do you got, Mo?
moving on.
Moving on.
So
Hard hitting shit.
nah, I mean, mine isn't really gonna be hard hitting shit.
Okay.
But what are 3 jobs that you could never do and be happy at it?
Your job is number one. Even though I don't know what the fuck that is. That shit just seem to have you stressed the fuck out. But that's one, whatever the fuck you do. I can never be a police officer. I don't think I have the apathy for that shit. And I don't think I could work with food and shit. I can't do it.
You can't work with food?
Nah.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm fucked up because when I was my first job was at an Indian restaurant.
Okay.
The food we got tonight, and it was shit. I hate this shit. I hate smelling like food. I hate that shit. So
yeah, I can see that.
yeah, so that shit is chopped for me. I'm not doing any of it ever.
What about you?
A zookeeper. Cannot be a zookeeper.
Okay.
That's fair.
Also have to go with what else? You said police officer. I say corrections because I feel like you locked up.
Can't do that shit either.
when you're in corrections.
That's 4 for me.
And maybe a firefighter. I can't fight fires.
Nah, that's just a
No?
fly
That's out of my
job.
control.
That's some shit I want to do.
You ever seen a building on fire
Yeah,
with people running out?
yeah. I mean, I don't feel like I'm as courageous as those
That's
men
what
and
I'm
women
saying.
that do that shit, but I feel like I would want to do it.
Yo, it's hot in the burning building though.
How do you
Exactly.
know, man?
It's hot.
And then you got that suit
No,
on,
because
too?
so the reason why I know is not because I was in a burning building before, but I was standing next to one.
Mm-hmm.
Or it wasn't like right next to it, but
Watching kids burning, you
yeah,
watching.
I was close enough to it. I was watching.
But there was like kids watch. There was like
wasn't no-
kids burning in
There
there. She was
wasn't
like,
no kids
"Yo,
burning.
shit!
Shut the hell
I
up.
wonder if he
There
gonna
was no
jump."
kids burning. I was just watching the fire go, and I was watching them put the fire out. And I was like across the street, and you could feel the heat. You could feel the heat, bro.
You was scared?
No, I wasn't scared. I'm just saying that it's hot. That was the comment I made. It's hot.
Now, here's a question to kind of like turn that over. Do you feel like the men and women, the brave men and women that were fighting that fire, saw you watching as a bystander? Because that's shit that would fuck me up. It's like, yo, he's like, what is he doing? Like, go home or like help? Or
They're not gonna let you help.
I'm not saying they're gonna let you help, but I'm saying like, what do you feel like their reaction to you was?
I don't think they were even paying attention. They saw me.
I
They just
agree
weren't.
with that.
They weren't really paying attention to me. They were more worried about the fire.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I say he was worried about the fire, but they was still looking at you, judging you.
nobody was.
I'm not saying that they was like maybe they're looking at you, they was judging you for that shit.
Nobody was judging me for looking.
I mean, I would have been judging you. Kind of like, what is he doing? Like,
nah.
you touching your face to see how hot you was and shit like that. Dudes was like, yo, man, just
I wasn't touching my face. Like, oh my god,
it's so hot. Nah, you was, you was.
No, I wasn't. I definitely was not. No, I couldn't. So you said the thing with the zookeeper. I said I can't work with the animals.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's
I
fair.
couldn't do it. I also can't work in a factory.
Where?
Yeah.
You work in a factory right now.
Huh?
Work in a factory right now.
No, I don't.
Same shit.
It's not the same.
Okay.
It's not the same. So the reason why I couldn't work in a factory is because it's not because I can't do the job. It's because of the people that surround you in a factory. You know what I mean? Like my mental health would be all fucked up because people that work in a factory,
White people,
just people in general,
okay.
white, black, Mexican, whatever, they're miserable as hell. Miserable, and so that would make me miserable.
The reason I said white people because like I feel like that was a stereotype son already. When you say like the people that work in a factory like are miserable, everybody that work in a factory not miserable.
Everyone that I experienced, they were pretty miserable.
Well,
I would say
what's your experience?
there was a percentage of people that were miserable. And what do you mean? What's my experience? I worked in a factory. People were fucking miserable.
Oh, so you worked in a factory before?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Yeah, I worked in a factory and people were miserable as hell.
And how were you?
I tried to be cheerful, but then eventually
you got sucked in.
I became miserable.
Drunk the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
That's why I left, though.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I left. Because I was like, you know what? Can't do that.
Wow.
Yeah. So at the time I was making good money, you know, because being 19, 20 years old and making like damn near $19 an hour.
That ain't shit.
You know, no. Well, I mean, yeah, but
19.
when you're 19,
19 making 19, that's not bad.
I was making more than that.
I mean,
I think when I was 19.
You always throwing digs at people, bro. Like you are the worst.
No, Andrew said that mostly white people. He said that shit. But yeah.
But I couldn't do that, and I couldn't work in politics.
That should be dope to me.
I could never do it. Yeah, it would be dope to you. You like that shit. You like the parading around and all that shit. I don't like that.
Kissing babies and shit.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah. That's all you. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
But yeah, so
So what the fuck is your dream job?
My dream job.
Give me two.
You know, I don't necessarily have a dream job, but if I could do anything to make money, I would want to be in real estate. Like I would want to buy property.
That shit too easy.
That's not a dream.
It's not a
No,
dream.
but
You
it
do
is.
that shit tomorrow.
I know. I could, but that's
Shit,
like.
I try
but
to sell
that's
you this
but that's
motherfucker. You ain't want to buy it.
no,
Uh-huh.
no. But like I'm talking, if you own buildings, you know, and you're renting the property out, you know, and I know it's like that's one of those things where it's not that far fetched. You know, people can do it. It's not that hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the reason why I would find that to be my dream occupation is because you own the property. Your money's just basically building on its own. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that would be my dream job because I could literally sit in my house and just collect money. Now, obviously, there's maintenance and stuff that has to be done,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what you pay services and stuff for. You know, but that's my dream job.
Shit.
About yours?
Me?
Yeah.
Podcasting. I live my dreams, bro. So
You're the
nah,
worst, bro.
I'm telling you the facts. So like you guys ain't anybody that know me. That's my shit. No, that's the fact. I live my dreams. Son. Like so, this is my dream job.
Alright.
You know what I mean? I mean, what the fuck I can say? Like
No,
this
I
is my.
believe it. I believe it.
But like, so if you ask me like what I thought my job was going to be growing up when I was a kid, I always wanted to be like a concierge. See, James says his dream job to be his own boss. Same,
Right.
my own boss. You know what I mean? My own boss right now. Um, but when I was younger, I was going to be a concierge. Like I was going to work at like a big hotel, and just be like that dude that somebody slipped 300 because I got the girl out, or like I got them tickets or some shit like that.
Got the girl out.
Yeah, nah, that's my shit. Like you ever
Didn't
seen?
they had a movie with Michael J. Fox or somebody?
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
that's the shit I saw. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had like his vision of his hotel that he wanted. What the fuck was that shit called?
I forget.
That was a good.
That
Yeah,
was a good ass movie.
you know that's the first movie that you saw that I saw. Cause like every time I was like, you saw that, you like, nah, it wasn't a block. That wasn't a blockbuster hit, but it was like good enough that you would want to watch.
Yeah. What about you?
Growing up, my dream job was to be an NBA. So as I'm older right now, my dream job would be to own the Knicks and turn the franchise around.
Oh.
Make it a winning team.
Man.
That's my dream job right now.
Who'd be the first person you trade though?
Damn,
Talk
that's a good
heavy.
question.
I'll tell you who mine is. If you want to wait, and then
First person right now.
mine
I'll tell you mine.
Julius Randle.
Julius
I
Randle.
like him, but
I would trade Kemba while he's still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta trade somebody while they hot.
I'd trade Kemba because right now he's still a good enough point guard where you can get him somewhere.
I agree.
You know,
that would be my trade. Yeah.
I agree.
I would.
It would be a second trade.
Julius Randle. I'm really trading to play for Allen. For whoever. I'm still trying to pay for Allen Houston shit. If I'm a Knicks fan, yeah, nah, they still paying for that shit. Are they still paying for it? It's like was it just finished?
No, they been finished paying for him.
Yo, I don't know about that, man. Allen Houston had the Knicks under fucking.
Yeah.
They had the Knicks in foreclosure. He had the Knicks in foreclosure. Look, Allen Houston had the Knicks paying him like $12 million for like the next 20 years.
Yo, I don't know who my second trade would be, but I know that Kemba would definitely go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but it's only because he don't fit Thibodeau's system. You know what I'm saying?
You can't be lazy fucking with Timmy T.
Yeah, but you know what? You'll fuck around and get an injury with.
Yeah, no, of course.
You know, because
of course.
He
run you to the ground. He not a playoff coach. Like Thibodeau act like there's 82 games hard stop. It's like, yo, bro, like you gotta like.
I'm still mad at him. I'm still
for the Bulls.
I'm still mad, bro. I'm a Bulls fan, so I'm still.
Yeah, nah, I can see that.
Whenever I see Tim Thibodeau, bro, I get hot.
Yeah, I could tell. That motherfucker.
Yo,
he think he got horses. He think he running horses.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's why I don't even know why the fuck the Knicks got him. But the Knicks and the Jets got the same problem. It's like, yo, you get these coaches, man, and it's like, yo, it just doesn't fit the culture.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I remember they had Jeff Hornacek as a coach at one point.
What's the difference between this year and last year? Because they was doing good last year.
It's no difference. It's the same. As long as it's the same outcome, it's no difference. So it's like, say they was doing good last year, they'll still end up as even if they make the playoffs, which I doubt, it's still gonna be like a one and done because they tired. And that's what you gotta understand as a coach. You gotta understand, like, yo, like, and this what Tim Thibodeau doesn't understand is like, yo, this shit is a marathon. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like, yo, you could just run the hell out of dudes. But that gets me to like, a coach that runs the hell out of dudes. What's your man name? What's his name? Javon Howard?
Jawan Howard.
Javon Howard. And I know I started this last week, but I still think it's some bitch ass shit.
Continuation.
But I think that, you know, now the punishment has been like sent down.
What was his punishment?
I think it's a suspension for the full season, which I think is fair. And I think that's light. So I'll put you on. You know what happened, Ant?
No, no, no.
All right, so these motherfuckers is playing a game, right? Fucking, they up by 15. Wisconsin
Sounds like
coaches,
the Knicks.
yo, no. So he's on Michigan. Wisconsin coaches like, yo, let me put my dudes in that don't get no burn or whatever, because like
What quarter
they
is this?
seniors. No, this is like the second half.
Second half. Okay.
So like they're seniors, and he's like, yo, I'm put my guys in that don't get no burn, just so they can say, all right, I got some burn. This is my last year, whatever. So Jerome Howard, he's pressing those dudes. He up by 15, pressing them. And the coach is like, yo, bro, you know how it is in college. Like, yo, they on the team, but they ain't, I mean, they don't get no burn. He was like, yo, fuck that. Still pressing. I don't like y'all. So, like, at the end of the game, right, it's a layup line. And then the coach from Wisconsin, he let him have it. He like, yo, this is fucked up what you did, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. He's like, yo, but just don't put your finger in my face, right? But then he proceeds to attack not the dude, the assistant coach, during like the handshake line. So my idea on that is like, yo, bro,
Suckers.
it's not even on no sucker shit. It's like, yo, bro, this is a college team you're coaching. Like all of that, and it's not even like he a street dude. Like all of that shit, like so now, like yo, you gotta really protect the players from not wilding out. So now you gonna be the coach and like you attacking assistant coaches? That's corny, son. To me, should be like he shouldn't be allowed to coach no more. Your players is holding you back. Everybody in the handshake line, and you want to punch, coach.
Sound like he in the wrong line of work.
Right.
He should have been in boxing, UFC, or something.
That's what I'm saying. But everybody trying to shoot him bail because he alumni and everything. But I'm like, yo, that shit. Like, I don't want my son going in no shit like that.
Well, I mean,
he's like, yo, coach, he holding me. So yo, so snuff him.
Yo, so the other coach was wrong
for putting his finger in his face.
Well, I mean, he was just wrong. Period for even approaching him like that.
So attack that man.
Yeah, he was wrong, and you know.
But that's what I'm saying, Mo. Attack him.
I understand that.
Go ahead.
I'm just making a point. I'm just saying that I think that coach shouldn't have approached him. But with that said, as a college coach, it don't matter if you trying to attack the assistant, trying to attack the other coach, or trying to attack the fucking mascot. You shouldn't be attacking anybody because you're supposed to be a leader.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that you're the last person. You're supposed, like you said, you're supposed to be the one holding everybody back, not the one leading the charge.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. That shit was whack to me. So now let's keep it on sports because I had an argument earlier and I was thinking about it. Right. So and this is a crazy. It's like the age-old argument, like who's the best, right? And then my boy French, he was like, "Yo, LeBron is the best all-around player." But I was like, "Yo, you look at like who's the best? Like, do you look at all around, or do you look at like who's the best player?" You see what I'm saying? So like, I would say like LeBron has so many leadership qualities, right? But like when I look at the best, I look at most dominant.
Okay.
Right? So I would say Shaq was the most dominant player I've in my lifetime.
Are you talking about who's the best player ever lived?
Yeah.
Okay.
So to me, I look at the best like dominant. So I look at Shaq was the most dominant. Like Will and everything, you know. But I also look at like, yo, if you want to look at it in the other way, like Bill Russell is definitely that dude. Because he coached the team. He won hella championships. So what are you looking at? So when you look at Jordan, like I mean, after Scottie Pippen book came out and everything, and I'm bringing it to sports with y'all. So after like Scottie Pippen book came out, like even Isaiah Thomas is like, I never said he was the best. I used to bust his ass all the time, and I remember they used to bust Jordan in the ass all the time until Phil Jackson went to the Bulls. Oh, them bad boys was busting that ass.
Mm.
And but you also have to think without Jordan, you wouldn't get a LeBron, right? Because Jordan didn't know. I mean, LeBron didn't know like that going to the gym shit and getting strong. Jordan started that after getting his ass bust by the Pistons. Yeah, the motherfuckers in the NBA was sniffing coke, drinking beer in the locker room before Jordan was like, "Nah, we're not doing none of that." And he made everybody get big, get strong. Cause I don't know if y'all remember, but it was a year when the Bulls, when motherfuckers was like skinny built, all of them. I don't know what year was that. I think it was like '93 when the motherfuckers is coming out. They was just looking strong. The whole Bulls.
It was 94.
All right. So what say you on that though?
So when we talk about dominance,
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just talking about
Nah,
the
that's
best player.
you
that's
talk
what
about
you talk about. He
Yeah.
thinks that dominant is the
I
best.
think. Yeah, I think that
Okay.
dominant means the best.
So you're gonna go with Shaq? Is what you
I'm
said?
gonna say Shaq is the most dominant player in my lifetime.
So he's the best player in your lifetime.
So when it comes to I think like like if you had Shaq on your team, you was winning the ship, and Shaq could score at will.
How many chips? Shaq had?
I want to say what was it 4 or 5?
he had 4. Kobe had 5.
So he had 4.
So I never look at it as who is the best in my lifetime because, and we've talked about it before, the rules change over time.
Right.
The NBA adapts to the changes, you know. So when Jordan came in, the reason why Jordan was getting his ass bust by the Pistons was because the Pistons just collapsed on him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan was such an idiot when he was playing, and he was an idiot when he was playing because he was just so hell bent on scoring that it took him a summer to realize, yo, I got to start trusting my players.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so once he started trusting his players, open the floodgates. Now all of a sudden, oh, I didn't even know John Paxson could shoot. I didn't even know that Pippen was nice like that. Yo, if I just drive in and they try to collapse on me, I could just dump it down to Horace Grant. Now that just opens up the doors. If you remember that year that they won, he was averaging a lot more assists because Jordan was passing the ball more, but he started to become more of an all around player, but he was the best in his generation. Kobe was the best in his generation. LeBron was the best in his generation. So when I try to match up who's the best that I've ever seen, I can't do it because the rules changed. You
Okay.
know,
No, that's fair.
So
What say
who
you?
was the best that had the most influence on you playing basketball?
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Okay,
Yeah.
it'll be Jordan for me.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman for me, definitely.
But I think like the most impactful player, like in my lifetime, is Steph Curry. Changed the game.
Okay.
So I don't think like LeBron changed the game like that. But even though like he's still super dope, like Steph Curry, like you got little kids trying to bust up them threes.
Well, let's let's hear what you guys say. I want to hear what you guys say.
Okay.
I would say Jordan's the best. I'm gonna stick with that.
No, you could think Jordan is the best, and again, because he's the best to you,
To
it's
me,
it's,
yeah.
subs- it's subjective. But what I'm saying is like, yo, who changed the game the most in our lifetime? I'm gonna say Jordan. Jordan did have a period because everybody was trying to.
Be like
I
him.
don't even know. Like everybody couldn't do what Jordan did. Like So he didn't. I don't think Jordan had as much of an impact as like a Steph Curry on the game of basketball.
Right now.
Well, even back then, it's like like all Jordan's impacts back then was like growing spurts of what was going on. So it was like, all right, he was the first person to wear black sneakers, and like that was like a big thing. But like it's because he was going through what he was going through with Nike, right? And yeah, like you had so many great players, but back then, but like no one like really understood basketball like it is like they do now. Like now it's more worldwide, right? But eh, because he was first and he was dope, we fuck with him,
Okay.
right? But I would say like, okay, who would I put on my team right now if I had a choice?
That's a good question too.
It wouldn't be Jordan.
No.
Nah, it wouldn't be Jordan. Like Jordan's killer instinct is like, yo, second to none, but like so is Kobe's.
I would pick Kobe over Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to that shit.
I would pick Kobe over Jordan just because when you think of um when you think of players actually getting along and holding people accountable,
Kobe that dude,
like Jordan held people accountable,
but he hit
but
them
he but
through
he
abuse.
but yeah, like Jordan he it like he was such a good player,
He
but
different.
he demanded
Yeah.
just like demanded that respect, and Kobe did it through mostly through his actions. Jordan, like people were scared to go up against Jordan
Bruh,
and say
you couldn't have picked.
like
I'm
know
gonna tell you this shit. If you put Jordan and Iverson on the same team, or even Jordan and Isaiah Thomas, that shit would not have worked. Like they had to pick the right group of guys around him. So.
Jordan and Isaiah Thomas would have worked, but Jordan and Isaiah Thomas would have worked.
You're crazy.
But why wouldn't they?
Same reason why Isaiah Thomas didn't go to the motherfucking Olympics. Man.
No, Jordan and no. The reason why he didn't go to the Olympics was because Jordan didn't want him on the team.
Exactly.
But let me finish. Don't you think that it would have been different had Jordan started out on the Bad Boys? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. Like they would have worked out had they played on the same team together. You know what I'm saying? But if Jordan were to play on a team with Allen Iverson, I don't care what point in their career they would have played, that wouldn't have worked because they're both ball dominant players.
Bro.
I'm just saying. I'm pointing out the facts. That's a fact.
Isaiah Thomas was not taking like. Let's think about it like this. You hear stories Jordan punching dudes, smacking dudes, telling motherfuckers they can't stop gambling. Yo, it's a certain type of tendency.
If you trash though.
No, bro.
If you trash, then yeah.
Nah.
You tell me one person that Jordan, like if he had somebody on his team that was doing what they're supposed to do, like Pippen he didn't say shit to. Rodman he never said anything to, and he went out and partied all night.
Pippen he didn't say shit to.
Not really.
Rodman he didn't say shit to.
No.
You're bugging.
No, I'm serious.
You do your homework.
No, you do your homework.
Bro, Jordan talks shit to everybody.
He doesn't talking shit and fucking holding them accountable for shit is two different things. You can talk shit to somebody all day long.
And you also got to remember when Rodman went to the Bulls, bro. That shit was later.
Yeah.
So like he did have shit to say to him. Man.
Yeah, because he was on the Bad Boys. That was it.
So, Ant, what's your take on that?
I have mixed feelings. But you're talking about with Jordan and Iverson being on the same team?
Yeah, speak your mind.
I don't. I think I'm not gonna downplay it because I think they could have possibly made it work. I mean, they are ball hogs, but hey, maybe one is having a bad game that day, and the other one, you don't think so?
Hell no.
What about
because
him and
like
Isaiah Thomas?
Yeah, but that's like Harden. Go ahead,
What
man.
about him and Isaiah Thomas?
I think they have a rivalry that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
They don't like each other at all. Like even at the All-Star game, they just pass each other. You saw that?
But they don't like
forever.
each other because if they would have started out on the same team, it would have been different, is what I'm saying. They could have worked out. But I'm saying with him and Iverson, I don't think that they would have worked out because they were ball dominant.
but that's the same thing. You're saying the same thing for the same thing, bro. It's like, yo, like they weren't on the same team. I'm just saying, like, yo, it would be the same shit. So I feel like, yo, if you were alpha, like, yo, Isaiah's on that same shit like him. You just didn't see it because we don't know their locker room like that. It's the same thing with Allen Iverson. He is a ball hawk, but it's like, yo, James Hart, like the reason why Brooklyn was having like
Yeah, I was
they
gonna say that too.
turmoil,
Yeah.
right? Is because like KD's a leader, but he not a leader like that to tell that man about himself. Because at the end of the day, James Harden is a baller.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's a baller, bro. But remember when they was all on OKC, him, Westbrook, and KD,
I thought they should have won the championship.
they should have won a championship.
That's
But
a good team.
Yeah.
no, but like Kevin Durant is the best out of all of them.
Correct.
If he can't fix that, it ain't getting fixed. And but then like that's the shit. When he choose to leave, that's like saying like yo, it's unfixable. And that's when you need a good coach, cause like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
They tried it twice too.
Right.
It worked twice.
And I feel you, James. Yeah. Robin did that. He went out and partied all night, but that still doesn't change the fact that you're like he knew what he had to do. But when like you got a personality like you have with certain people, like Robin was like to me, he's like a kid, bro. Like, and it's like
Yeah, but Jordan never talked shit to Rodman either.
he didn't
Matter
have
of
to
fact, right? But you just said so. Then why would you say that he talked shit to everybody?
because he didn't want what he had. So like for example, like Robin didn't care about scoring. So like I said, like
Yeah.
Jordan definitely had like the perfect storm for him.
Rebound. That's it.
Yeah. He's like, yo, dude, I'm gonna miss. This dude's gonna grab all the rebounds. I'm gonna shoot again.
Yeah.
It's a perfect storm. You know what I mean? Like you'll never get that anywhere else. Robin's like an anomaly, right? But everybody like understood that he was the man. It's the same thing like the old Cavs. Like they all knew, look, yo, look, we always gonna go to the championship with LeBron. It doesn't matter how bad we suck. Yo, like look to me, LeBron and Iverson had the same trajectory, but Iverson just loved his. I hate to say this because he's not from there. He just loved the city more. He wouldn't lead that team.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he's a bust ass with Eric Snow and them corny ass dudes. You know what I mean? It's the same thing like LeBron. Like, yo, with LeBron, you like, yeah, they going to the championship, but they was beating some good teams because LeBron was dominant.
Speaking of speaking of the Sixers, I do gotta say this. All right.
Hard and boiling on
All
that
right.
shit.
So remember, you know how Westbrook went to the Lakers, and I think when he went to the Lakers, I was telling you they should put Westbrook at the two.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody wanted to listen to me. But in my opinion, if Westbrook would have went either to the two or went to the bench, they would be way more successful and come off
For the Lakers?
with the second unit.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
what the Sixers did was Iverson came in the league as a point guard.
Yeah.
They moved him to the two. He was only 6 foot. They moved him to the two because he was such a great scorer.
Yeah.
You know, and the same thing I feel with Westbrook, with the exception of motherfucker can't shoot.
Can't
You
score.
know,
Yeah.
he can't shoot.
He never seen a shot he don't like though.
Right, yeah.
Motherfucker shoot more than the cops, bro. Westbrook, man.
Fully loaded clip.
Yeah, man.
You know, but yeah, if they would have moved him to the two or moved him to the second unit, yo, they would have been very successful this year.
So you ever seen that? There's a show where, damn, I forgot the name. Oh well, boom. J.R. Smith was on I Am Athlete. Right? I don't know if you saw it, but I remember reading George Carl's book, and I might have said this before. And George Carl said, you know, uh, between J.R. Smith, Carmelo Anthony,
Kenyon Martin, and
Kenny Martin, he's like, yo, I can't coach dudes like that
yeah,
because like their fathers are too influential in their life.
yeah,
Right? And it was like the wildest thing I ever read because he was like, yo, like this dude's father told him, if you got a shot, score. So he's not running the play. Like, and then you see it in those dudes' games. And you even see like Melo was like, off the bench, me? And he's like laughing about that shit. Right? But his dad never, like their fathers never made him seem like, yo, like you're not number one. But then, like, is that cancerous to a culture as far as like on the team, or is it like how somebody should be? You know what I mean? Like, if you're on the team, so you like, yo, coach is like, yo, do this. You like, yeah, my father said shoot when I'm open, and that's what they were saying to him. And they had a good squad that year. Remember? I don't know if you
I
remember.
remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
they had a joint.
Yeah, they had a good team, but you know, them guys were young too.
Yeah,
They were just a young team.
but remember when George Carl just came off of the
But
Supersonics?
Kenyon Martin was older. He was like
Yeah,
27, 28.
yeah.
You know, and he still had that attitude. I mean, I think that when you go to college and play, all that shit should get thrown out the window.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like
Right,
that
yeah.
shit should get thrown out the window. It's up to that college. Like if he's still going into the league and acting like that,
Mhm.
then that's a failure from the college coach.
I don't think
Yep.
that. I think
It
that's a
is.
failure on his daddy.
No, no,
Nah.
it's not.
Yo, bro.
No, it's not.
To be on
It's
a team,
not.
you gotta be able to be coached.
Yeah, yeah.
I got you, son.
Once you leave from high school, you don't have your dad anymore. You don't have your mom in the stands anymore like that.
That's what you
Now,
think.
no, I'm serious. You don't have them in the stands like that. It's not the same thing, Miles. It's not like every time you have a home game, they're gonna be there. It's just not.
That's not a fact.
It's
Cause
just
it's
not.
like, yo, how involved are your parents? So like, yo, J.R. Smith didn't like, yo, and this way he talked about on the show. He's like, yo, I didn't come from the hood. He said a lot of y'all might think that, but like, yo, my parents were successful, so like they were everywhere with him,
Okay.
right? And I'll give you another perfect example on how this got ruined. I don't know if you remember, and this dude is Jay Will. He
Yeah.
played for Duke, right? And then he went to the Bulls, and then he got hurt in that motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
You know why he bought that motorcycle?
Out of spite.
To his parents,
Yeah.
because his father was like, "Yo, dude, you got a $10 million contract, whatever $1 million contract you got, I'm hitting you with an allowance because you don't know what the fuck to do." And so like he was like, "Yo, what allowance? You getting 50,000? Buy a motorcycle, Ducati with that shit." With the Ducati, then he was like joined like not a motorcycle gang, but they was doing some shit like they was going 125 miles, 130 miles an hour, and then he crashed, and like that was like the end of his career.
Yeah, I remember.
You know what I mean? And
Trying to
he
come
was like
back.
the most promising dude.
He kept trying to come back.
Kept trying to come back. Right? Now he's doing what he's doing, but dude, that dude was in New York City, homeless damn near, on the street. Just straight up fighting for his shit.
Okay.
Like addicted to drugs and shit. But now he's pretty successful, but that's like when you have influential parents that like see trajectory, like that's how I look at the Ball brothers, right? Like and their father is not as influential as like we thought, and like he's like one of my favorite parents, but like it's the same exact thing. You know what I mean? Like your parents are the most influential people in your life. Like yo, it's like I'm not listening to no coach if my pops is telling me some shit that I know. You know what I mean? Like that we know.
But again, it's the failure of the college coach if he didn't draw that line. Like, yeah, you know what?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You have your parents may be up in the stands, but you're playing for this team. Now, if you want to just be out there shooting, I'm gonna bench you. It's different in college, bro. Like when
I
you're
think
in
it depends
when
what
you're in
college you go to.
no when you're in college, even when you're a star, like
Yeah.
if you're just out there just shooting, no, bro, you need to get benched. You know, and that's some of the things
If
that
making all the shots,
huh?
what if he's making all the shots?
Yeah, that's what I say. Because like
if he's making all the shots and he's taking bad shots, I'm pulling him out of the game. I don't care what the alumni says. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you not only are you teaching these guys basketball, but you're teaching them good basketball.
Yeah.
You know, and
Sounds good.
a lot of people never talk about this, but let's talk about Steph Curry. Steph Curry, great shooter, takes horrible shots.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Takes horrible shots. And nobody ever talks about that. Takes the worst shots in the NBA.
Yeah.
Change the game.
But who made him?
Yeah, he makes a lot of
He
shots.
makes them, but bro,
He doesn't make every half court shot he takes. Bro.
he don't. But you gotta look at
you only look at it from the highlights point of view.
who.
You don't you.
Oh, I know.
It's not like
I'm looking at it
it's
from.
not like you're sitting there looking at every single game and seeing the games where you only see the games where he's got like 35. You know,
That's not true.
Okay, but what I'm saying is there's
Damn,
sometimes
bro.
that he'll get like 40
Mo
points.
judging me right now.
There's sometimes no. What I'm doing is I'm still talking.
I'm pretty sad.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So the thing is that Steph Curry may get to like 35 points,
Yeah.
but you have to look at how many shots he had to take in order to get to that amount of points sometimes too.
Okay.
There's some times where he's 9 for like 19
Compared to his peers. That's a good percentage, bro. That's like 9 for 19 is good.
I mean, is it though?
Yeah, bro. Who shoots 50%? Who shoots 46? That's 46%. Like who shoots 46% for the field?
Okay, but what about the
What about Westbrook?
What about the yeah? No, what about the 9 for 19 where he hits the majority of them are like layups. So let's say like 6 for 9 or 6 for whatever he made layups, and then he only made 3 3-pointers, and then the rest of those other shots are threes.
So that's who you need to shoot threes. Like you need that dude shooting.
Not if you can get a better shot. Like if you got Clay in the corner and instead you're launching a half court shot, bro. That's not a good shot. Like I don't care what anyone says, that is not a good shot.
You gonna have to show me where he did that.
He's done it before, bro. That's why I'm telling you, you don't watch the games like that.
I do.
You don't. All right. Okay.
I'm seen much again.
No, but what I'm trying to tell you is like, yeah,
he don't take good shots.
The green light for that shit is because you know he can make it.
Got a question.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, we got a couple of comments in the chat saying, you guys have had this conversation before. It's a remix.
Yeah.
So they want to mix it up a little bit.
So go ahead.
So
chat.
James has got a question. I've got some questions, but James is asking, what's your top 10 states to live in? And he's saying Florida, North Carolina, and Texas.
Well, James, we're going to give you a top 3 because I don't know if I got 10 in me. But I would say Texas is definitely number 1. New York is number 2 if it gets better. And, hey, we're going to have Larry Sharp on one day because Larry Sharp is going to run for governor in 2024. And he's, I wouldn't say he's a friend of mine, but I met him. But he's definitely has some ideas. And I would say no, not California, Texas, and North Carolina, New York, Texas, and North Carolina.
I would probably say Florida. Definitely Florida. South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And all gotta be warm states. Arizona.
Okay.
Just because they're odd states and they're all warm.
This is all red states.
Huh?
They all red states.
I mean, I don't care if they're red. They can be red all they want.
I got you.
What about you?
I'm gonna go with Florida, New York, and California.
I just like Texas because
cold, hot.
I just love Texas. I love Texas.
I've never been to Texas.
Yo, we going. That's the shit. Like, Texas is fun as, and then it's like a different country.
You know what?
They fly their flag higher than the American flag. That's just crazy.
Say about their gun laws, but it's just like the same in Florida.
Nah, it's just different.
In Texas.
Yeah.
But I would say honorable mention is definitely Nevada.
Yeah.
Nevada is an honorable mention.
I got addicted personality, man. I can't live in Nevada.
I don't gamble.
Yeah, it's a lot more out there. It's a lot more out there than gambling, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I've never been to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
And both times I didn't gamble.
Yeah, it didn't game.
I don't like gambling like that.
Yeah.
Not unless like sports gambling, I could probably do, but even then, I'm like, nah, I don't want to really do that. You know, I don't want to do it.
Why you don't want to gamble?
Because what'll end up happening is
I
if I start gambling, I feel like I'm gonna start like I'm gonna keep gambling. You know what I mean? And I'm just not gonna
So
be.
you're not a quitter. That's a good thing.
So, bro.
Too legit to quit.
Yeah, I want to ask a relationship question.
Okay.
I just can't remember the shit.
Wow.
Let's see. Yeah, maybe Brooke has me nervous.
Brooks got it. Brooks got a
Go ahead, Brooke.
question.
It's your question, bro.
Okay. So it's not a relationship question, but it is kind of a personal, intimate question for yourself.
Yeah, same.
You know how sometimes you come across an aroma or a scent that just takes you back to some nostalgic place or event in your life?
Yes.
What is that scent for you that takes you to the most memorable or the most important event, like a pivotal moment in your life, or just something that meant the most to you?
Who wants to go first? You want me to go first?
I mean, I'll go first if you
Go
want.
ahead, bro.
Bacon.
What does bacon do for you?
So the reason why when I smell bacon, it brings me back to something. It brings me back to my grandmother or my dad's mom. Whenever we would go visit, because she lived in Philly, um, every Saturday and Sunday morning, that's the first thing you smell. Whether it was beef, bacon, pork bacon, whatever. That was the first thing that you smell. And so they just woke me up. And so now every time I smell bacon, I always think about my grandmother. You know, before she passed, you know what I mean? So like I don't cook with a lot of bacon. Like I went and bought a whole pack of bacon. I haven't even cooked it yet because I know.
Yo, what's that thing called where you could get like it's like bacon grease, but it's not bacon grease and you just throw it in shit.
Is it?
Is it like lard?
Lord,
Yeah, lard.
Is it the Crisco shit or?
I don't know. Is it like bacon houses and shit?
Lard
Yeah, my shit is like jam hairdresser. Cause like that's how I recognize chicken heads and shit. Like I'll be like, yo, damn, she like a jam hairdresser, yo. Like that shit'll bring me back. You know what I mean? Humping in the closet type shit. Like, yeah. It's like, yo, you know, you smell like you like, ooh. Or blue magic. Like you can smell it. That's my shit, yeah.
Oh my god.
And what say you?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go with chitlins.
Chitlins.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's
I try to bring it to humping in the closet and bring it to chitlins.
nah.
Play it safe. Go ahead.
Grandma used to make chitlins.
Yeah, I know.
I used to hate that smell, but I just remember.
But I love it so much.
And I'll come to the house, but damn, when I smelled that.
Hey, fucking one little chillers.
Chillers again?
It's pig intestines.
Oh my god.
Man, I bust whatever my girl put on that plate. But that jam hair gel, girls.
So James Andrews is saying Abercrombie cologne.
Whoa, James.
Wow.
That must be like
The
high school.
Yup. I remember that.
Hold on. James, what is Abercrombie cologne?
Yeah, I know.
What is that? No, I know. But what is it? What does it make you think of? Something like when you think about another man's cologne, or like is it like you wearing that shit?
Talk heavy.
I mean, I just don't know. Abercrombie cologne. I got that. I remember Abercrombie cologne. Like I used to mess with my man. He used to fucking work there, and it's expensive. Like it's a joint called. I don't see if you remember. It's called Abercrombie Woods. It's hard to find, James, but I have a bottle myself. And what they used to do is they used to take the pliers and just dump it all over the clothes. So you used to just understand that, like that smell was crazy. I think I paid like $250 for like a 3.4 of that. Yeah, I mean,
I got a question.
Yeah.
So it was on the news the other day. It was a guy, he got bumped up to first class and he was traveling with his wife.
Right.
And it was only, one seat.
Yeah.
And he went in that seat. It was like a 12-hour flight. So he was like he was like, we're gonna be sleeping, we're not gonna be talking to each other, so I might as well just go up there.
Play this off.
Play this up, right? It's Play Myself show, right?
Yeah,
so
he played this.
What would you have done?
I would have offered that, And if my wife didn't take it, I would have let somebody else take that shit. Cause the misery you gonna have for that taking that shit, son, it ain't worth it.
I agree. That's my same. That's my
Yeah,
same thing.
son, it ain't
How
worth
about you,
it.
Mo?
Yo,
Give us the answer that
yeah,
you would
that's-
give us to Brooklyn's Ed.
it's,
I'm
no,
sorry.
it's-
No.
Answer honestly.
no,
I'll answer
no,
first.
it is, no. I wouldn't take it either.
Yeah.
You know, it's a trap.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, like I don't want to take the first class. Like I would rather offer it to her, and then if she's not gonna take it,
Even this.
then I'm like, well, is there another like single person somewhere? Because I don't want her to be flying by herself for 12 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah. You know, we bought these tickets. So
It's funny you say that. So,
So,
go ahead. So let me say this real quick. So, like we have somebody in the military, right? That is one of like, well, it's probably like our boss. Like we would say, like our boss. We were on a flight to Japan, right? And like his mom bought him first class tickets, so we got like probably like 200 or 300 people traveling. You know, like oh, people first class go first. He went first class. He was first class, and like you got like general officers and everything, like going in the coach, whatever. This motherfucker's like laying down. He didn't see nothing wrong with that shit. Like, cause like like the international flights, you get like the bed,
Yeah.
like the shit like this.
That's what it was. You laid back.
Yeah, and he was like, "What?" He was like, "What?" It was like a 24-hour flight.
Oh, they were tight.
I mean, it was just like a surprise. Like, yeah, this motherfucker sitting in first class.
I would have done the same shit.
Word? Nah.
Yeah, I would have done. I would have done if I would have knew that everybody was getting just regular flights. I would have.
Even if you booked it, like you're the dude that booked it. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I would have saved my money just to do that, just so that I could see the looks on their faces.
Oh, you on that bullshit?
I'm an asshole.
Yeah, that's some asshole shit, sir.
Yeah,
I would definitely do that.
Yeah, bro.
Especially if I was younger.
Go ahead, bro.
if I got offered the first class seat, like if it like Mo said, if it's like a 12-hour flight, I don't want to sit by myself or with somebody different. So I would first see if there's anyone single who would like it, like an elderly person, somebody who hasn't traveled a lot, to see if they'll take it. If they don't, then I know for a fact that the first class seats are a little bit wider. He's a lot bigger than me. I'm half his size, so I would offer it to him on the condition that as soon as we landed, I get to pick the first event.
But don't. But see how women talk with conditions, and don't get it fucked up, bro.
No, if
I'm not saying, and Mo's not saying that. Yeah, but we're not saying that we don't want the seat. We just know that the shit that it come with.
It's a trap.
Says the trap.
It's a trap.
It's not a trap. I just pick the first restaurant we go to, and you can.
So you see how that's a condition, though.
It's a trap.
That's what makes it a trap.
Because you guys think that way.
You just said it. You said I'll give it to him as long as I get, or as long whatever the fuck it is, and it's like, yo, well, I just can't because I love you.
Well, I just said he's bigger. He'd be more comfortable, but having me sit by myself, don't you think I deserve to do something too? Be more to have a little comfort. So I would take and choose the first place to go to dinner.
But that's just the same thing. It's like, yo, you saying be by yourself, but if you offer it to him, you still gonna be by yourself.
That's what I'm saying, though.
But it's okay. But you're saying that it's okay if you get to choose its first place to go to dinner.
All right. I mean, don't you think that's a good compromise? I mean, if you left your wife behind, wouldn't you want to be like, okay, you know what? Let's do something to make you comfortable now.
No, I wouldn't, because that's not why we do things for Miles. Speaking for Miles.
Miles doesn't do 50-50?
No.
Okay.
Miles does what's work for Miles, and whoever I'm with, I'll cater to them straight like that. But I'm not doing anything for anything else. That's who I am. Like, I don't do things for things. I do things out of love.
But if he insisted I took it, then as soon as we land, it's gonna be like, okay, what do you want? I'm gonna ask him.
Because that's what y'all trying to train us to do. That's wrong.
Well, I don't know. That's kind of how we function. We function as I do for you, you do for me.
Yeah. I'm not knocking it. I don't want to fight.
Oh, what would I do? I said, I wouldn't take it as a trap, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely a
It's
trip.
definitely a trip, man.
No.
Because you're going on a trip. How long is this trip?
12 hours.
12 hours.
12 hours. Then when you get to your destination, you gotta spend time with your lady, and she's gonna be thinking about that the whole time.
Yeah. But if I could put her up front and then she got to put her seatbelt on, she can't take it off. Perfect. Yo, cause
Strapped in, dead.
motherfuckers be like this, sleeping. Like, yo, wake up. Did you see my headphones? Did you see this? She like, God damn. Like, yo, we might as well be fucking right sitting next to each other. Shit.
Mm.
It's trying to take a fucking nap. This motherfucker got 12 hours. Every hour you make my ass up.
Andrew's is saying lies. Andrew, what's lies?
What's lies, Andrew? Because you know, talk heavy. And we over, so fuck it. Just talk heavy.
Yeah, I don't see what's lies about it.
That's, I know I'm not saying no shit. That's a lie. I know how I am. It's like, it, I don't do things for things. I do things because they need to happen, and I do things because I fuck with it. But it's not like, oh, because you did this, I'm gonna do this. No, because you're never gonna match my shit ever.
Said this for that happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens all the time for you, bro. Like if it happens and I see that shit, I try to nip it in the butt because it's definitely not. It's like, yo, so if he says this for that happens all the time, right? It's like, when does this for that not happen? So, or what if you be like, yo, that shit don't compare to that, right? So if you like, yo, I'm gonna cook, okay, I'm gonna wash the dishes. You taste that shit? You can wash the dishes. I need this and the dick suck with that because that shit was smack. But who's playing is that shit, son?
Relationships are all about compromising, man.
Yeah, but like, yo, so like, how could you put a weight on a meal? How could you put a weight on shit that you like somebody's trying to put a weight on? I'm like, if I do some shit you can't judge love. You can't judge like what comes out of me.
That completely does not make a lick of sense to me. I'm sorry. Explanation?
Explanation is like this. It's certain shit that people do that just come out of love
Mhm.
that it just has to be accepted and not compromised. Because as soon as you start talking compromise, you start adding weight to your task or whatever you did. There's no weight that could ever weigh what the fuck I did, according to you or me. So for example, right? I'll put it like this. I won't even say like cooking or anything,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
So like, okay, I mowed the lawn, right? Put that whole shit, like mowed the lawn, like edge everything,
Yeah.
put it all out, right? And like, my wife goes, "Oh, I made lemonade," and it's like, but like, say she went,
Good night, Melissa.
hmm?
No,
No, good night, guys. So good night, Melissa.
Good night,
So it's like,
Melissa.
all right, I made lemonade, and this might be a bad example because like we passed whatever, but it's like, yeah, I made lemonade, but like I made lemonade with the lemons I came from Florida with, right?
Okay.
Yo, that shit is a heavy ass to carry all the lemons over from Florida and make lemonade. Yeah, that shit might be good, but that ain't the same work at the time when you offering that shit. When I'm like, yo, you made lemonade, like, yo, I'm hungry. Like, where the chicken at? You know what I mean?
So you're a tit for tat, dollar for dollar.
You just said that tick
When
for tack, dollar for
no
dollar
no no
when you was
no no.
like, yo, 50-50 compromise. What I'm
It-
saying is like we view the compromise
no, you
different.
cut me off. That's not what I was saying. See, what I'm
It's what you
saying
said.
is if I got first
Okay,
class,
bro.
I would be feeling bad. So I would make sure that as soon as we land, he gets to do what he wants to do because I had comfort, he gets comfort. It's not about tit for tat, dollar for dollar. It's about effort for effort. So, for example, we were talking a couple weeks ago who's a better
Shit.
judge at things. Well, if he's a better judge at a subject, I'm going to go ahead and follow his lead. If I'm a better judge at one subject and he goes ahead and follows my lead, but it doesn't have to equate in time, money, things like that. It's just that we're both given equal effort at the end of the day, are we both satisfied? Are we both happy? Are we both giving what we can to each other and to ourselves?
Absolutely.
That's it.
No, I respect that. But that's a lot different from what we were talking about earlier.
We got Claude with a comment too.
Fuck Claude
Claude
said.
said.
He's saying loving is more of accepting rather than measuring the task.
Right. And I agree with him.
It's French.
Yeah. I agree with him saying that.
Mhm.
But what I'm saying is, who measures the like when you're saying like, yo, if this then that, that you're already starting there.
Relationships are all about compromise.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Definitely. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying
I agree
definitely.
with
I'm
that.
just like just looking at y'all
I
saying
agree
that
with
shit.
It's all about
No,
compromise.
I don't feel
Somebody has to compromise first. Somebody has to make the first move. So
Yeah.
you know, if you're not the one that makes the first move, then that's you. But there always has to be compromise in any relationship.
That's a
Definitely.
that's a bold
So,
statement. I feel
Ant,
like
give us an
relationships are. Oh, hold
example
on.
of a
Let me say what
compromise
I
that
feel
you've
like.
made.
Can I hold on? Can I say what I feel like relationships are before they say that? Because it sounds like I agree with them, but I don't. I feel like relationships are all about courtesy. Courtesy is not compromise. Tell me it is.
Compromising an act of courtesy.
Tell me compromise is the same as courtesy. It's not. It is compromise. So what would you say?
Compromising is an act of courtesy.
It is an act. So I'm looking at the larger picture. If the larger picture is
There's an
courtesy,
abstract picture.
no, the larger picture is courtesy. Because if I'm saying what's the part of if you're saying if I'm saying what is the main thing in a relationship, which is courtesy, and you're saying compromise is the part. It's like saying, all right, I'm from New York, I'm from the United States, right? Yeah, you're from the United States because you're from New York, but it's a corner. But like everybody doesn't have to compromise.
You don't have to compromise, but if you're in a relationship with somebody, then part of that relationship is compromising. No matter what angle you go, no matter how you come at it, you have to have compromise in a relationship. Period.
Mo, define
Even if
compromise.
it's not a
So,
romantic relationship, it
Brooke,
could be
define
work,
compromise.
it could be basketball team relationship, it could be podcast co-host
Brooke, can you define compromise?
Compromise
Yes.
is when you're willing to step down to let someone else step up and vice versa. It's like where you see their worth, accept that, give them their spot, and at the same time, you know that when it's your time to come around, they're going to do for you. So sometimes it's give, sometimes it's take. That's compromise. Is knowing the person, your partner or coworker or basketball team member or podcast co-host, those are relationships that all require compromise.
Okay, who agrees with Brooke? Raise your hands.
I agree. I agree.
All right,
I agree.
Brooke, can you Google compromise and read what its definition is?
You want me to Google the definition of compromise?
Yes, please, and thank you
All right,
in
I'm
advance
doing it.
because this is interesting.
And Miles, what is your definition while we get
My definition of compromise is understanding your values and your core beliefs and bending because somebody else for the good of someone else. Now read the book definition.
an agreement or settlement or like-mindedness of a dispute or task that is reached by each side making concessions?
Hmm. Now I can't remember who was right or wrong with that. It sounds like what?
But then again, that's a textbook definition.
Yeah.
So you can go out and I will take a page from Mo's book and extend an olive branch. Your perception is your reality. So your perception of what that means to you is going to be real to you. So I
Well, what
can't
does it
take
mean?
that away
Well,
from
what does it
you.
mean to
But
you?
hmm?
What does it mean to you?
I told you what compromise meant to me.
And like in different or towards the textbook definition, what does it mean to you?
Pretty much, I said the same thing, but in my own words.
And so what I said was wrong.
I disagree with what you say, but I extended you the olive branch and saying perception is reality. If that's how you perceive it to be, then that's your reality, and I can't take that from you.
I agree.
But I still hold by mine.
That's fair. Let's say that's fair. But yeah. that was dope. Um, that was dope because like I definitely feel like again like courtesy is the backbone of relationships and compromise is something that because I feel like compromise like when you have to compromise you have to understand that you're right and still go the other way because you have to it basically like suck it up. I like compromise like suck it up.
I think courtesy and compromise go hand in hand. You know what I mean?
I'm
Like
t-
it really goes hand in hand.
I
It's
don't
like a yin and a yang.
So, Aunt, speak up a little bit more.
yeah.
Nah, I think so too. I think they go hand in hand. You know, in a relationship, and for it to work,
100%
you
what
definitely have
James?
to compromise.
Yo, for it to work. See
For
what
it to
Ed
work,
said?
yeah.
For it to work, you definitely gotta
It's not
compromise.
gonna work if you don't. You know, if you be like, you know, fuck it.
Ah.
Nah, fuck that. I'm right all the time.
No, it's not about being right all the time. It's just like, yo, when you compromise, so compromise is like, yo, compromise. Yeah, let me try to break it down. If you compromise on something, you're changing, right? You like, I think that's what the promise means. Like, yo, you're changing like how you think to understand what somebody else is think, which is fine, right? Because you're trying to like, go ahead, bro.
Let me so my example of compromise, right?
Yeah.
So let's say that Brooke, and I know this is gonna be a bad example, but Brooke, let's say that Brooke likes to go to the ballet, and I fucking hate to go to the ballet.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
That's a good.
and so you know,
Go.
every single time I just keep denying, but at some point I start seeing that it's really affecting her.
Yeah.
Then that's where I compromise and I say, you know what? 2 hours isn't gonna kill me to go watch it. You know what I mean? And that's compromise. That's what I mean by compromise. There are things that I don't want that I may not want to do. Brooke will tell you. There's sometimes she'll ask me, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I'm like, "Well, don't leave it up to me because I'll say no." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
feel you with
but the
that
thing
shit.
is that if I know that she really wants to do something, like I hate the farmers market. I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan of the farmers
I
market,
love that
but
shit.
I know Brooke likes the farmers market.
Right.
You know, I can go without, but if I know that she likes it, I'll say, hey, let's make a day of it. Let's go to the farmers market. We'll bring the dogs, and we'll take the dogs for a walk. We'll just hit two birds with one stone, you know, and that's compromise.
And
You
you
know what I
just
mean?
spend the whole day just fucking hating life?
I'm not hating life, but it's not gonna kill me to go and do something.
No, but I know it's not gonna kill you, but you spend the whole day just like in the suck because you compromising.
It's not. I don't look at it like that. It's not like
Okay, but I'm not saying how you look at it. I'm just saying like, yo, you spend the whole day fucked up because you doing some shit that like so like. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, yo, you choosing your baby's happiness over your happiness. I'm just saying, like,
But but okay,
what are you saying, Mo?
look at it like this,
It's not
right?
a whole day. It's 2 hours.
Let's say
Yeah,
let's
2
say
hours.
let's say that Brooke knows that I don't like to do something.
Yeah, you go to church,
But no,
Brooke. You go to church.
I haven't been in a while, but
Okay, so like,
I do.
so all right, so
believe
if Brooke
that's
wanna
not-
go to fucking church,
let me finish.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Damn, shit.
Just
Mhm.
So if Brooke doesn't like to do something,
yeah,
but I do like to do something,
yeah,
then if I know that she's like, hey, you know what? I'll go. And I know in the back of my mind she doesn't like to go to these things, then I might limit it for a certain amount of time. And normally I would go somewhere for 4 hours. I'd say, you know what, we'll just go for two because I have Brooke here with me and I don't want to I don't want to stay here for too long because, she did decide to come out here and do this with me. But it's just the truth. It's compromise.
I get it. I get that bullshit. All right,
So, Aunt, what's your example?
yeah, and tell me your example because
Oh, my example. That's an easy one.
yeah, no, so can I want to hear you say this shit because I want to hear you go to this. I was just hold on, put
Like,
your mic to you.
you can hear me?
Yeah, tell me
Like,
your shit, your example of that.
And James is
compromise. So,
I know.
like, I would say, like, yeah, if I always want to go somewhere, my lady goes with me, and then she always asks me, "Hey, you want to go out with my friends?" I'll be like, I say This is what I really say. Not really, but if you want to go,
That's passive
I'll
aggressive.
go. That's compromising
That's
right there.
passive aggressive, bro.
How is it? No, it's not.
No, it's honest because then she knows and she won't expect or ask so much.
Yo, y'all
Throw it out there. You
bugging.
want to go out? Not really, but if you want to go out, I'll go. That's
Like
compromising.
for example, most
Yo,
of
that's
the
compromising, but it's passive
farmers
aggressive.
market, he doesn't. I've only asked him about 4 times this past year, and we've gone what 3?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so I don't ask him all the time. I just ask him, once in a while. Hey, do you want to do this? And then we'll do something after that you want to do. He's like, sure, let's do this. So that's compromise. We're both getting something out of it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
compromise. It's not a changing who you are or changing the way you're thinking. It's about both moving toward a common goal.
What's the common goal for that?
We both want to be happy. We both want to do something that we want, but we both want to support each other in the things that they like.
Correct.
Interesting.
I'm wondering what is going on in your mind. What
Yo.
your face is telling me so many different
I'm
things.
on some shit like, yo, I don't do what I don't like to do. So it's like, yo, the best miles you're ever gonna have is me doing what I want to do. So if my lady wants to do something, right? And this could be why I'm separated. Cause like, yo, if my lady wants to do something, she gotta dead ass convince me to go get that fun. Because like if not, like I'm not gonna be fake in some shit. Like so like if I'm at the farmers market, right? I like going to the farmers market and like that's some shit me and my wife enjoy, right?
What's something that your wife enjoys that you don't?
Like like playing with animals and shit, like
Okay,
dogs
let's
and
go
shit.
with that
Yeah,
example.
right. I'm not with that. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, that's what you wanna do right now. Let me fuck with the dog. Nah.
Yeah.
So like my wife doesn't like she hates podcasting, you could say, right?
Right.
She not here.
But let's say that she wanted you to just go because let's say that your son does that and he likes to go and be with animals or whatever. Then you may not have to go and pet the animals or no shit like that, but you would still go though, right?
But my
No,
son,
you would still go, right?
for my son, because my son's my responsibility. So like, yo, if my wife wants to go somewhere, that it's like, so for example, right? But I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Yo, so your shorty's going on a girls trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, you would love this. Let's go, right? And then like, yo, it's other chicks there, like that's her friends or whatever, and you like, yo, you speak to they husbands or whatever, and you like, yo, they like, yo, we not like, my shorty didn't even ask me that. So you and your wife is like, yo, I really need you to go. You gonna be the only dude. You gonna go?
So
Yeah.
it's a girl.
It's a girl shit, but you don't say girls don't be asking dudes to do that shit. Y'all bugging.
It's a girl's trip.
I'm a girl and I've never done that.
Yeah, I never heard that.
So you never seen, so you never been on a trip where somebody's like, oh, my boyfriend is right there. He gonna come.
I've been on one, but that's because he
Exactly.
insisted
Wait, so
on
they
going
did
because
that
he
with
was
you?
controlling.
No, I
Nobody
understand how the dynamic works. There's always gonna be one girl that her boyfriend is gonna be close by or some shit like that, and she gonna
Have
check
you
in.
ever experienced it?
Yes.
I know.
Where I was the dude. No.
Oh.
But you never experienced that happening where somebody's like, yo,
Mm-mm.
you like, yo, so you pulling up your girls right there, son? Like, what
No, I've
the
never
fuck?
seen that.
Oh,
Not on no trip, but like maybe a party or something.
Yeah,
like that.
party I could see.
But not a trip.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, if you know, like, yo, your shorty just don't have the etiquette to be like, nah, like, yo, it's obviously a girl trip. You don't see that shit. You gonna be like, yo, I'm still gonna pull up because she said to pull up. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, yo, certain shit is for certain different trips.
It
Different
sounds
folks.
like you compromise for your son, but
Talk heavy. Yeah.
when it comes to like compromising for your wife, like she's an adult, so you're not gonna compromise.
100%,
Also
son.
vice versa,
Like
too.
when it comes to my son,
Because what he said too.
Yeah,
vice
she
versa.
does.
When it comes to my son, like my son is my responsibility.
Right.
If my wife want to have fun as an adult, unless she wants me to be there because like she wants to enjoy the moment, like no, like why don't we just both enjoy life? And when I enjoy life on my own, I enjoy life on my own. But like, yo, if it's some shit that we need to be at together, like let's not look at it like on some shit where like I don't like. Let's the middle ground should be in something that we can find to do together. But like if you like putting puzzles and shit together, doesn't mean that I'm gonna compromise to try to I understand where you're bringing.
So I
But
see.
the middle
I
ground
see
is
where
the
you're.
compromise.
I see where what you're saying,
Go ahead,
and
bro.
I don't disagree with. I don't disagree with it, but I don't agree with it either. So I
Hmm.
think there are some things that are off limits. There are some things that like you're gonna do by yourself, I'm gonna do by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There's some things that are like that. But then there may be other things that are in the middle of the road. But
Like what?
no, just other things that you guys can do together that you would compromise is what I'm saying.
No, tell me. I don't know what you're saying. Like, tell me what are you talking
All
about?
right, so you just mentioned the girls trip, right?
Yeah.
If she went on a girls trip, I'm not going on a girls trip. If she goes and has a party, right, and she wants me to go to this party, and let's say there's gonna be a couple of guys that are gonna be there, but it's a sex toy party. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like
Right.
the compromises are the things that can be that you're like, okay. Like if I know that she wants to go to a concert and I hate concerts, then I'm just gonna be like, hey, you know what? I don't really like being around crowds. You know, if it's a small concert, I'll go.
That's what I'm talking
You know what I'm
about.
saying? But if it's a
Hold
but
on,
if it's
So they can't hear.
Say can't hear.
Yeah.
oh, you can't
So,
hear?
yeah, can't hear you, bro, because you're not
Oh,
on the mic.
oh. But yeah, so if it's but if she wants to, if it's something that I'm willing to compromise, there's certain things that are negotiables and certain things that are
Hmm.
non-negotiables. And you know, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go to um a modeling show. I'm just not gonna do it
Why not?
because I'm because that for me is like that's not that's
So
really
we
not for
saying
me.
the same thing,
No,
bro.
no, we're not.
Um,
What I'm saying is there are some things that are non-negotiables, and there are some things that you can negotiate. What you're saying is anything to you is pretty much a non-negotiable. Like if you don't like it, then you're not doing it. Or she has to really convince you. For me, I'm saying I I think on my own. So if there's something that I can kind of, hey, you know what, I can do it, you know, then I'm fine. There's not a lot of convincing being done. That's what I'm saying.
Now, Miles did bring up earlier church.
Yeah.
So let's use that for an example.
Yeah, let's look.
Part of compromise is also knowing what your partner is willing or willing not to do. So for me, church isn't used to be a big part of my life. My work has changed, so I haven't been back there. But when I do start getting
Work
involved
override.
again,
Yep.
that's something that I know that Mo and I do not agree on. So I will not be asking him, "Hey, I want you to in church with me on Sunday. I want this." Part of compromise is knowing boundaries, knowing what he may or may not say yes to, what he absolutely has a non negotiable with. So that's a form of compromise too.
Agreed. Yeah. So if that's the case, I totally agree with both of you. I totally agree with all you guys. If
Hmm.
that is the case, it just so happens that I live in such an extreme that all my compromises come to that. Like everything that I would maybe have to compromise, it's something where it's like okay, how the same way you look at church, I could look at the farmers market, or I could look at going to a ballet, or you could look at going to a sex party, like a sex toy party, I should say, right?
Mm,
But like
I knew
I've
what you meant.
picked my wife up from the sex toy parties. I've enjoyed those shits with her. So it's like, what is the issue? Like you wouldn't go to that,
I wouldn't go,
right? So
but she also wouldn't ask me to go either.
exactly. But what
Hmm.
I'm trying to tell you is like, yeah, it's subjective, and was ended like that. But
Yeah.
go ahead, bro.
James is saying he can see what you're saying in that aspect too.
Yeah, because it's like yo, it's certain shit that like I'm just like
Hmm.
okay, but it's a lot of shit where I'm just like, yo, that's chop. I'm never ever like doing anything that compromises who I am.
That's a good question, and it sparked a lot of conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
So you got one more bro or no?
I do. It's kind of a silly one, but it also makes you think. If you were in control of evolution,
Hmm.
what extra ability would you give to humans and why?
I would think just like empathy meter.
A
Like
meter?
yeah, like a meter, like where it's like yo, when you can figure out like I wouldn't say for like happy and like but I would say like for you to understand like what people are going through, like people's feelings and shit like that. So you just be like, yo, I know. I'll talk to you tomorrow because like I understand like that you got some shit that you. I don't know if it's like a moderating thing, but like just so you, I can say, yo, no, this dude's going through because I think that a lot of crime, a lot of everything happens because like somebody's having a bad day and like they just that wrong person just hits them in that at that wrong time and bang like you know what I mean somebody makes a mistake.
I,
So
this is one of those things I just don't have an answer for. I don't think I would give anybody anything. I just wouldn't.
All humans.
Yeah, I wouldn't give anybody anything. I
I would say to see the future, you know. Yeah, I would give them that.
to see the future.
Yeah.
just take away the lottery.
Yeah.
But when,
yeah.
when that but wouldn't that eventually lead to everybody knowing what's going on? There would be
Yeah.
no excitement. You would become kind of like desensitized to certain events because you already lived it and mentally you knew what it's going to happen. So you just kind of go through life kind of dull.
Yes and no. I mean, we're living the future right now. Like we all this technology and stuff like that. So we'd probably be more advanced right now if we were able to tell the future. And it's not just technology. It's like, oh, so and so is probably gonna get hit by a car to this day. Like some you could probably prevent things from happening too, like bad things. Also with that, so
We got James Andrews saying more kindness.
more kindness. Okay.
Yeah. And I was going to actually kind of agree with Miles on this one to an
First?
extent.
That's a
No,
first.
there's been a couple times I have, but
That's a
the
first.
reason being is he's talking about empathy. So what I would like for humans to evolve is to be able to communicate with each other no matter what language. Like if you speak to me in Swahili, I understand it in my language. If I can speak to you in French, you understand it in my language. That way we would understand each other's verbiage more. If you understand each other's verbiage, you understand what the person is saying, how they're saying it, you understand them a little bit more culturally. I think that that would breed more empathy throughout
I agree.
I like that.
Earth.
Yeah.
So I think I would give everybody the ability to just translate whatever language that they're hearing.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, and feelings too. Like,
Feelings. Yeah.
yeah, I feel
Definitely.
like
Right.
feelings is they're so huge, and especially when it comes to like from like a world's peace standpoint, it's like, like everybody makes a point, but it's like, yo, are we not gonna respect this point because everybody else says it's wrong?
Or
where's this dude coming from?
what if two
Living like
people
this
are
one
saying
in
the same
Ukraine.
thing, but they're speaking it different, so they're not understanding that each other is agreeing with each other?
Right.
That can breed conflict too.
It's so funny you say that because like I'm Haitian, right? And it's like
You are?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
like a lot of like Haitians, Cubans, like
Thought he was
when
Irish.
we talk, yeah, you can't spell ginger without. Yeah, anyway. You
Wow.
got it, bro? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, but it's so funny because we speak loud when we just it's like passion, but like a lot of people get scared with that, and it makes sense, like what you're saying, because it's like you see like Cubans too, like hey, and it's like yo, what the fuck is going on in there? And it's like yo, they just talking. It's like we
Yeah.
ain't seen for a minute, but it's like yo, how many other people understand that? And
Yeah.
yeah, and that's why I think and we running along, but I think that like certain arts.
Good night, James.
Good night, James.
Good night.
When that James with like cooking and like things like that, it's like yeah, you can share a recipe. When I first when my wife and I were dating, she used to be like she's one of the most naive people I've ever met in my life because but it's such a sweet soul because she used to like let like couch surfers come crash,
Mhm.
right? And I used to be like, yo, it's a dude coming here to sleep tonight. Oh, he think he fucking. And she like, no, he's certified. I'm like, yo, every dude that comes here, he see you, he gonna he might not like try his best shit, but he gonna tell you to come to the bathroom to dig out whatever.
Gonna throw the line out there.
Yeah.
See if you can.
And she's like, no, I can't let you think like that. I'm like, yo, are you serious? But like, in her life, she might never experience that. But in my life, I know how motherfuckers are.
Cause you was that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk heavy, Ant.
So that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not really. I don't feel like I'm like that.
All right, bro. So Cappy, so if you came from New York, right, and you were on an app where it was like, yo, I'm gonna crash at places, whatever, and you saw me, you saw Ant, you saw Brooke, and you saw whoever on like potential places you could crash tonight. But you knew like all four
In the same area, right?
Yeah, the same area. And you knew that we all were welcoming. Who you picking, motherfucker?
Brooke.
Exactly.
But wait. You want to know why?
Why, bro?
Because she's a female and she's probably cleaner.
No.
I'm just saying, bro.
It's okay because Miles is gonna have his bedroom
Say, fuck out of here.
Back to one of the earlier podcasts, Miles will definitely have his bedroom clean for guests.
It's a whole fact. Yo, that's just go. If I get the text like, yo, I'm telling you, I was there. Like, yo, this is like me and us just start there. I'm like, she's like, oh, this two good comes in. Wait, where you sleeping? I'm staying there. I'm like, yo, I already know motherfuckers like bringing a guitar and shit like that. Come on, son.
Candles and shit.
Yeah, type crazy. He's traveling musician from Mexico type shit. Fuck out of here. So like, you gotta think about it. Like,
no, all jokes aside,
girls,
they are, but all jokes aside, you know how I am with strangers though.
Yeah,
like I'm not, I don't usually crash at people's houses that I don't know. But if I had to,
don't pick Brooke.
I'm gonna pick Brooke
for the bonus more too, though. So like,
no,
not that you are trying to sleep with her, but like at the same time,
I hope.
Yeah, like I want to have an expectation when it comes to shit like that.
I don't have any. You know what I mean? Like I don't think about it like that.
I guess not.
I really don't. And it's hard it's hard to believe when people hear that. But like really, like I'm not that type of person.
I think it's a 70-30 split in my experience. 70 would be like what Miles is saying, and the 30, I would be judging them as if they were the 70% until I got to know them.
Facts.
And I'm not gonna lie, I shouldn't judge, but based on what I have experienced, I'm not gonna assume that everyone is like that, but I'm gonna expect that they could be. You know, I'm not gonna come right out and say that and have like 5 locks on my bedroom door, but I'm gonna.
That's a compromise.
There you go. Fact. But
you can sleep on my couch, but I'm gonna lock this fucking door.
But I'm definitely gonna keep it in my back of my mind that it's a possibility.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, what's that joke for this weekend?
We'll see y'all next week. 8 o'clock. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, Brooke, you wanna
please help?
No, she gotta close the show. To play us out.
The closer.
No, to play us out. Brooke, to play us out.
Finish.
All right.
Done.